Hello and welcome to the latest edition of our vlog. This week I want to talk about some challenges that we've been helping our customers overcome. A number of issues over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know what's kind of going on at the minute, but a lot of issues just around business owners and managers not dealing with performance or conduct related issues in the way in which they should. So the outcome of that has been major problems for some of our customers where they've avoided tackling with performance issues or conduct related issues, and they've then attempted to dismiss an employee without engaging in any kind of conversation prior to that. Now, in essence, if an employee has got less than 2 years service, in the main it is generally fine to dismiss without having gone through a formal process. The only time that becomes an issue usually is if the employee has any kind of, what we would class as a disability or any form of discrimination. So if the employee was dismissed on one of the kind of 9 protected characteristics under the Equality Act, then they could still proceed to an employment tribunal. But generally speaking, if that's not the case, they wouldn't have grounds for taking it to tribunal. So that said, I think a lot of businesses seem to now think that providing the employees got less than 2 years service, it's absolutely fine just to get rid of them, and that's not the case. And yeah, okay, there might be situations where that won't be taken to an employment tribunal, but that shouldn't stop a business owner or a manager tackling a performance or conduct related issues. I just don't understand why, as a business owner or a manager, if there's someone not performing or there's someone who's not doing what they're supposed to do and acting in a way which is detrimental to your business, why you wouldn't address that. An employee should never find out for the first time that there's an issue when you tell them that you've got concerns, and that's the point you're going to be dismissing them. That should be a last resort. Now, obviously, if it was something like gross misconduct and there's not been issues up until then that's fine. That's an issue that you can deal with at that time. But generally speaking, if you've got overall performance and conduct related issues, the first time that employee, that employee shouldn't be finding out about it the first time when you're telling them they're going to dismiss them. A couple of examples we've been dealing with recently has also been where they've been in a probationary period, which is a great opportunity to address performance, attendance and conduct during probation. The probation period's passed, they've given a pay rise and signed off the probation period, not really given any great feedback as to why. Then a month or so down the line, or a few weeks down the line, they've got some issues and then look to dismiss the employee without engaging in a conversation. So what then happens is that employee rightfully says, well, you've just signed off my probation period, or I've been here 4 or 5 months, you've never given me any feedback on this, is there something I can do to improve? But you're not giving them that opportunity. So it should never come as a surprise. You should be engaging in that kind of feedback, during their kind of employment with you. You invest all that time kind of recruiting and training someone, so I don't understand why you just wouldn't engage in a conversation around performance, whether that's things that they need to improve on or things they're doing well, but give them some feedback. It shouldn't be difficult to do that. Just invest that time. I always say, kind of put yourself in the employee's shoes. How would you like to be treated yourself? So some of the things we've seen recently, it seems to be a bit of a tendency that business owners or managers just wanting to bury their head in the sand and thinking that things will improve. Well, it won't. If you're not going to give someone some feedback, give them an opportunity to improve, they're never going to know. So burying your head in the sand or passing it on to someone else to deal with and not tackling it isn't the right approach. So you really need to kind of tackle these issues head on. And there's nothing wrong with you having a conversation with a member of staff and giving them some feedback on areas of concern, provided it's done in a constructive manner. You've given them specific feedback on how to do it. That's a conversation that you're within your rights to have. So, I don't understand why you just wouldn't do it. So, I guess the message I'm trying to get out is if you've got an issue with a member of staff, whether it's attendance, performance or conduct, have that conversation. Some of the cases we're working on at the minute has resulted in an employment tribunal claim. We've got a grievance on the go. We've got examples of people going off with work-related stress, and the employment relationships have been damaged in some cases, and most of it has been caused by what I would kind of say is poor leadership and management by failing to take appropriate action. So you might think you've not got the time to deal with these issues, and you know what, I'm just not going to bother. But ultimately, it's going to cost you more time in the long run. One, having to deal with the issues as and when a grievance or a long-term sick or employment tribunal comes in. That's time that you just don't have. It becomes complicated, it becomes very messy. You might also have dealing with employment solicitors, that's going to cost you money. So it's your time and also the financial cost of it. But all that does is take you away from running your business, the things that you're good at. So deal with the issues as and when they happen. Don't wait for there to be a problem, or don't wait until you're having to dismiss someone. At that point, it's a last resort. So deal with the issues before it gets to that stage. Other things that it causes is kind of touched on poor morale. It doesn't create a kind of positive working environment. The issues impact on your time, but it's also quite damaging for your reputation. Your customers are going to pick up on some of these issues, and if it does result in an employment tribunal claim, that sometimes makes the news. So that's going to be quite damaging for your business. So we're here to help. So be proactive. Some people might think, well, that this might be quite good for you guys. HR managers are acting in this way creates extra work for you, but we don't see it like that. We would rather be far more proactive, helping you manage people effectively and avoiding these issues coming up. That's a better use of your time, and we prefer getting involved in that side of HR as well. So as I say, we're here to help. We can be proactive. If you need some help on that, what to do is take a look at our blog. We've got some really good resources on there that will allow you to tackle these issues as and when they come up. A good starting point might be how to conduct an effective one-to-one. So we've got a good blog article there. Have a look at that, look at the blog, and you'll see that coming up. It's how to conduct an effective one-to-one. I'll give you some hints and tips on how to do that. But if you need to take kind of formal action and you're at the point where you need to actually take disciplinary action, then read up on our blog on how to conduct an effective disciplinary hearing. These are things that are all going to help you in your day-to-day business. So get involved, do the simple things, and it will go a long way to making sure that you can manage your people more effectively. So thanks for watching the latest instalment of our vlog, and we'll be in touch again next week to share some other stories that are going on in the HR world.